All right, so me and Mom are driving up to a buddy of mine's on a buddy of mine's private ground to go do some elk shed hunting. We've been here a few days already and I've hunted it hard, and so we're driving up. It's raining today. We was going to help at the track and got kind of rained out, so driving up this nasty hill. I just couldn't make it in. I couldn't make it in 4 high. I had to go to 4 low and back up and restab. And so anyway, it's just getting sketchy driving up the hill here, and we finally made it up that really gnarly spot. And of course, Rio, he's chomping at the bit to get out and go do some shed hunting. And it's been raining too hard, and we're just kind of taking our time trying to find where we're going to go. And I'm driving along, and I look outside my truck window here, and I'll see if I can get you zoomed in on right there, a side-by-side set. I've never found a side-by-side set in my life. And I think we're fixing to jump out of the pickup and have Mama video when we picking up this side-by-side set here in just a second. I got to get some ATLs and different stuff like that. We're gonna hop out, migrate over there, and go check out these beautiful brown elk sheds. Come on, Rio. It's already out. Oh, come on, buddy. All right, here we're walking up. I have no idea what they are, Rio's going straight to them. Then he freaked out when he got there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 6. Brown side-by-side set. Mama is like, I hollered out the window there, oh my gosh, and she was about as excited as I was, I think. She knows that I've worked hard this year. And keep saying, man, I would love to find a side-by-side set. But at this point, I've just been very happy with even just an elk shed. So, yeah, this is really, really good. Not a bad little 6-by. I would not hesitate to put an arrow through that rascal for sure. So I'm gonna get some ATLs here. All right, you videoing?
Yeah.
All right, doing our pickup of our side-by-side 6-point from the pickup. There's the pickup right here. Driving up the hill here, and I looked over and seen this side-by-side set. So here comes the pickup on our, oh yeah, good density. He's not by any means a giant 6-point, but Rio seems pretty satisfied, and I got to tell you, I am happy. I'm happy as I can possibly be right now. Just from the expression of Mama's face when I hollered there's a side-by-side set, and how excited she got. Yeah, I don't know. He's not by any means, he's not a giant. He's got decent fronts, backs are generic all the way around, 3s are terrible. But yeah, I'm happy. Side-by-side 6-point, we'll take it. All right, found that side-by-side 6-point a little bit ago, and me and Rio have been out working pretty good. Pretty easy hunting. I mean, it's pretty sparse and open, so you can see pretty good. And hiking down through here, and I just almost tripped over this little dude right here on the ground. It's an old chalked out 4-point, and chewed on pretty hard, but I'm gonna take that sucker and just be plumb happy to have found it. That's number 3 on the day. So here's the pickup on, yeah, a little 4-point, and it is ancient, and it has been devoured, and I'm still happy to have it. Keep on hunting, we'll see what we come up with. All right, me and Rio are still at it, and the rain's come and go. It's kind of letting up right now. It's just sprinkling. I'm coming down into a little drainage here, and I thought, man, anything that crosses that drainage is gonna have to knock a horn off. And so, look down, here's an old hard white, and haven't really looked at it real close yet. Chewed on pretty good bit, just a little low raghorn. Actually, it looks like a chalker, and I don't know. I'm still glad to get it. That's number 4 on the day. I'm probably an hour and a half in, and 4 horns, so way ahead of my typical curve. Hey, Rio, come here, boy. Right here. What's this? Hey, come here. What is that? Get it, boy. Yeah, get that horn, buddy. Get that shed. Get it. Rio's about 4.5 months old. He's still pretty new to the whole shed hunting game. He has spent some time messing with whitetail sheds at home back in Texas, but haven't really been doing a whole lot of elk stuff until today, really. I think I found 2. I found one day before yesterday, and then one the day before that. We went on a hunt over near Helena, and I picked up 2 over there in a pretty nasty hunt, but nonetheless, I did find hard white and then a chalk over there. So far today, I found a side-by-side 6 brown, and then two chalks, and Rio likes that chalk. We'll go see what we can find. I'll go ahead and do the formality of doing the pickup. I'll snatch an ATL out of screenshot it out of some video, but here's the pickup. I had to fight Rio for it. Give me that horn, buddy. Give me that horn. There it is. Little that would be illegal, I guess, illegal spike in Colorado, I guess. I think it's got to have a 5-inch brow. That might make him illegal. I'm not sure if that would make the cut or not to make him illegal, but nonetheless, number 4 on the day. Let's go find some more. All right, me and Mama driving up the road here on my buddy's place, and we're kind of in a spot where I'm just getting nervous about not being able to turn around. The road's narrow and we just can't turn around, so we're trying to get far enough up here that we can find a place wide enough to turn around. And well, as it turns out, we just come across a little raghorn elk antler laying in the road here, so I guess we'll walk up here and do a pickup here. It's like a 1, 2, 3. It looks like a 5-point. Get you a little look at him here. Heck yeah. We'll take that and then try to find the match here nearby, hopefully. Just looking around in the general area. Light horn like that probably didn't necessarily come off as a set, but nonetheless, we're happy to have another brown 5-point. And get some ATLs and we'll get to pick up. Driving up the road, trying to find a place to turn around, and we kind of been kidding Mama about shed hunting from the pickup, but we really kind of are. But fortunately, we've seen this one before we punctured a tire with it. So here's a pickup for just a nice little 5-point. It's a little raggy 5, but I mean, he's terrible across the board, but when you find them laying in the road, you take them like that. Rio, come on, boy. We got to pick up some more antlers in the highway. All right, sorry about the lighting. I know it's a little weird in here. I'm out in the pickup trying to do a bit of an outro for a shed hunt that me and Mama did here. Man, it's been a few weeks ago. It's been probably a month ago, actually. Really cold outside. It's June 10th right now, and it snowed today. It's down right around freezing right now, so I'm doing this in the pickup, and of course it's pretty late at night here in Montana. It's got to be 10:30 because it's dark. It don't get dark till 10 or a little after. But anyway, I haven't been doing intros and outros proper for these videos, and so we're just kind of doing stuff after the fact if necessary. And today I was actually out hunting. It's an interesting day. We had a doctor's appointment with Mama's surgeon, and went and got pretty good news, I'm gonna say. I feel like I'm excited about how it went. Looks like everything's gonna be okay with her, but it's been interesting for me in Montana this year. I've been up here for a couple months now, trying to do ministry, and and announce races and doing all the stuff that we do up here. And then, of course, my wife came and she got sick, and she's had surgery, and it's just kind of been chaotic. And through all of it, I've just felt kind of dry, you know, like I'm in a desert. And as I was walking through a snowstorm today, I was soaking wet. I had waded a creek. It was about 32 degrees. Literally, I'm soaked to the bone. Every fiber of who I am is wet, and it's dumping snow on me. And I'm walking along, and it's beautiful country. I'm amazed at the beauty of the country that I'm in with those big giant snowflakes falling. But I'm also talking to God, and I'm kind of asking him, man, why does my faith feel so frail right now? I feel like I've been so beaten, and why am I so frail right now, God? It just doesn't seem fair, because I'm trying to honor you and do all this stuff for you, but I just feel like my faith is frail. And I felt like it was the voice of God speaking to me, and it wasn't an audible voice, but it was an impression on my heart that it said it has nothing to do with your faith being frail. It's more about your faith being stale. And if you watch this video, I went through this whole video, and you know, throughout the day we talk about God and we do God stuff, but this whole video I never really went to that place where I brought God into the video, where I talked about Jesus and talked about my salvation and the work God's done in my life. And so I look at this video a while ago, and I'm listening to what I felt like God spoke to my heart earlier, and I see where I've gotten stale. I just kind of go through life and just do one day of just kind of poking around and having fun and chasing sheds and being kind of casual. And then I do it the next day, and then the next day, and the next day. And then lo and behold, I find myself stale. I find myself hard. I find myself in a desert. And so this is usually where I go out and spend time with God. When I really want to connect with God, as I go out into the wilderness and I go out into the country and do what I do. And I felt like I really connect to God out there. And it's kind of interesting, because it's kind of where I'm out right by the river, if you will, because that's where I go find God, out where it's lush and green. Yet I'm still struggling for lack of thirst and dehydration, and my heart is growing hard, and I'm getting stale and dried up, and yet the river's right there. And that's what I was challenged with today, and that's what I like to challenge you with. You know, I'm trying to do these videos, and you know, on the reel, I probably get 30 or 40 views. I realize I'm not a big YouTube guy. But for you 30 or 40 people, man, I want to check you and challenge you to realize that it's so easy to just get caught up in the motions, doing what you did yesterday, and then lose touch with the reality that if your heart's not in it, man, you're just going through the motions. Sure, there's times we walk by faith. We always walk by faith. But man, it's a blessing to be able to feel the presence of God. It's a blessing to know that he's right there with you, not just in your mind, but in your heart. And that was my epiphany today. Whenever I had that epiphany, I was broken, walking through the woods, crying in a snowstorm, because it was a reality check to me that I needed, and it humbled me in a good way. And I experienced him again, and I felt him in my heart and in my soul. And if you're wandering in a desert, man, it might be because your faith is frail. It might be because you've been going through some battles and some trials. But at the same time, like for me, maybe your faith is just stale. If it is, own up to it. Take care of business. Get on your knees and cry out to a loving Father. Listen, you know, I want to do God stuff in these videos, but I don't want to OD it, because I'm trying to reach people that aren't looking for that. I'm not sure where the balance is, if I'm honest. But I know right now that there is no pendulum that swings any direction other than right now in my heart. It's to point you to the Father. And we all know Romans 10:9, that if you'd confess with your mouth and believe in your heart, you'll be saved. And if you've never made that confession of faith, I want to challenge you to do that. But it's not just a confession of faith. It's a believe in your heart. And I believe fruit will follow. And I believe there's a lot of false converts out there. And you might be one of them. You might have said a prayer one time when you was a little kid. And I'm not saying all little kids that say the prayer aren't saved. But I am saying that there's a lot of kids that have said a prayer and we told them that you're saved, yet they've never really believed in their heart. We've told a lot of adults that. We've told a lot of people that. I think it's a dangerous thing. So I want to be very cautious with this. But if you've never received Christ as Lord of your life, verbally and in your heart and in your mind and in everything that you are, I want to challenge you to do that. I'm not going to lead you in a prayer. You don't need me to lead you in a prayer to ask Jesus to be your Lord. You can do that yourself. But I do want to challenge those that have done that before, but there's been no fruit, no evidence, to reconsider coming back to the foot of the cross and speaking out to him and asking him to be Lord of your life. In fact, begging him to be Lord of your life out of true desperation because you need a Savior. Man, I love you guys, and this is kind of a weird ending to a shed hunting video. But that's my purpose in life, is to point people to the Father and try to be a reflection of him. So I hope that you can see him in this video somehow, some way. Because I enjoy doing what I do, but there ain't no joy like walking in the joy of the Lord, in that peace that passes all understanding. Man, bless you guys. I hope you'll come back. We've got a few more videos of this Montana trip, just shed hunting. I'm fixing to go elk hunting in Colorado in a couple months, and I'm going to try to make videos of that. We've got fishing videos coming. But I want to try to keep you guys plugged in at least a little. Some videos may be a little stouter than others. This one's probably a little rich for some folks. But it's not too rich, I promise you. Because everything I've said is truth, and you need a Savior. And there is but one, and his name is Jesus. Blessings.